Yo, what's up, guys? Thanks for joining us live. This is #NerdSwag's first ever Nerd Swag Nerd Chat episode 1. I'm Steven Savelli, your normal comic book reviewer. I do little movies here and there, and today I have Ashtin with me.
Hey guys, I'm Ashtin, one part of the NSNC family. I'm the guy who brings you the anime and manga part of our whole channel, empire, whatever it is you want to call it.
Yeah, I mean, and you write anime stuff on our website a lot.
Yeah.
You're our go-to anime guy.
Yes, I am that guy.
Cheers for that. Cheers for that right away. Alright, so today we're going to bring to you guys just nerd-related stuff that happened this week. And we're going to start off with Marvel Comics. Marvel went around and basically a week before Comic-Con started, they're like, you know what, let's get all the news before everyone else starts releasing stuff. And they shocked the world with saying that coming soon, Thor will be a woman. So, when you saw this, Ashtin, what did you think?
I was a little surprised, but I was open to the idea of Thor being a woman. I mean, Thor has been, the same guy for a really long time, so switching it up is not a bad idea. It just matters how they portray their character and how they get their message across now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, I've seen people complaining about it online. I'm like, dude, you guys, he's been a man for like 60 years in Marvel Comics, right? I mean, not really 60 years, but a very long time.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to read male Thor, just go read one of his like 15,000 comics he's been in as a guy.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, so, a lot of people don't read comic books. I mean, there's millions of comic books sold a week, but not that many. But in current Thor comic books, there's this story going on where Thor finds out he has a sister, and there's actually a 10th realm and all that kind of stuff. But we don't need to get into all this comic book stuff. But it's a comic book announcement that female Thor is coming. It's not a Marvel movie announcement, and it's not a forever thing. It's part of just a story arc in a comic book. It's not the end of the world.
I agree.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So one thing they're not talking about is like who it's going to be or whatnot, but we'll find that out in the comics. I like the idea. Like, why not have a female Thor? It's going to be an actual girl that's already been in this story. Like, it's not one day she's like a girl now. It's just another character, maybe it's Jane Foster or somebody that's going to go by the name of Thor, but it's not an actual female Thor. They're not getting rid of him. He's just going to be not strong enough to hold the hammer, or not. He does something that takes away his right to holding the hammer. That's it.
Now I have a question. So, are they saying that this is going to foresee the future, or are they saying that this is just its own little series for the time being?
I'm pretty sure this is just going to be for the time being.
Okay.
In Thor's last comic, you can see on the cover, he's kind of like going through this phase for him where he's not able to save the Earth, and no matter what he does, he's failing at protecting the people. So, as you see on this cover, we got a depressed Thor in comics right now. And he finds out that he has a sister, and who knows? He's gonna go do something stupid, and maybe she will pick up the hammer, and she's the new Thor or whatnot. But yeah, it's just for the near future, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, that makes sense.
There's a story arc coming out next year called End of Time, kind of a thing, or Time Runs Out, and I think that's going to be a reboot after that to the status quo. So. Anyway, so I think we're good on female Thor. I think it's a good thing. You think it's a good thing. If you want to read a male Thor, go freaking buy his thousands of comics where he's already been. Why not? All right, and the next thing where Marvel stole headlines is a few days ago they announced that Sam Wilson, who's the Falcon, will be the new Captain America in the Captain America comic books coming soon. So, any thoughts on that?
I was definitely caught by surprise. in a sense that they would do that, but as Stan actually becoming captain, it's not a big surprise because he holds a lot of the same morals and a lot of good morals that would make him a good captain. Um, I really don't know how a lot of people reacted to it. I don't know if I know I saw something about people saying that a lot of headlines saying, "Oh, the Captain America is not black." I don't know if that's that big of a deal. I know that Fox is coming out with a new Fantastic Four that's going to have the Human Torch be black, as a black person, and also there's a character called Static from the DC universe who's also a black character. And I think honestly, in the future, there's going to be more and more African American characters that pop up. But right now, it's just a shock to everybody because it's the first time, it's been happening. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah. So this is one I'm okay with, but I'm not like this one I'm less okay with than the female Thor. This one, it's like there's not a lot of really famous Thor or female superheroes in Marvel Comics. I mean, there's Captain Marvel, there's Miss Marvel, there's in Fantastic Four, and there's a few others, but there's not a lot. But there is one huge, giant, famous African American superhero. Well, he's not African American. He's black superhero in Marvel Comics, and that's Black Panther. And he's somebody that's been in the Avengers before, and we already have the Falcon in the movies. So I don't see why they don't. If that's what they're doing is a PR stunt to say, hey, we have, we're being more progressive than DC. DC's not putting, well, they are putting anyway. So they're trying to make a stance that we're diverse in our comics and our movies. It's like, you already are diverse. How about you take somebody that has a huge following like Black Panther and make him a prominent character in your books and in your movies. Black Panther right now doesn't even have a movie on the slate coming in the near future. So I get it. Captain America's, he's a man at a time. They're saying that his serum's starting to wear off, so he's aging quickly. That's the whole idea of he's now getting old and he has to pass the torch. The Falcon makes sense. But this is something else where I think it's just for the foreseeable future. I don't see this as a forever thing. But the thing is, when you make these choices, you make Thor female, you make Captain America black. It's like, what about the day when you now take that all away and they go back to what it was? Then what do you say?
Yeah.
It was cool for 9 months, and now it's not.
Yeah, that just might cause a big backlash. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do have a
Anyway.
bold prediction. This could possibly happen after maybe Avengers 3 in the movies. They might end up trying to take this route and have them like it's kind of a reboot, but have maybe Sam Mackie take over as Captain America, reintroduce Thor as a woman, and bring in just the whole different cast of Avengers, and keep the whole thing going.
Yes, I could see them going I could even see them going the Jane Foster, Natalie Portman route where she takes over. We'll see what they do. Marvel, I mean, since you brought that up, Marvel just yesterday released their slate for upcoming movies. So they basically have 2 films coming out in 2015, which is Avengers: Age of Ultron and Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're saying they're releasing 2 movies in 2016, which is Captain America 3 and then an untitled film. And then they're releasing 3 more in 2017, 2 more in 2018, and 1 more in 2019. That's a ridiculous slate of movies coming up in the near future. Yeah, it's at least 2 movies a year. 2017 has 3. But yeah,
So
I can see them going the whole.
So they haven't said anything about another Iron Man movie yet, have they?
Nope, they haven't said anything about an Iron Man movie yet.
Now,
Yeah,
what would be your take on how if Robert Downey Jr. does not come back as Iron Man, how would you personally handle that? Would you kill off Iron Man, or would you somehow bring him back in order to make him keep going as part of the Avengers.
Me as a fan, I would kill off Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. Especially with this whole Ultron thing. In the new movie, he is the creator of Ultron. He's the creator of the villain, and I personally wouldn't mind seeing him go out with a death, and do something shocking like that in the movies, where a superhero actually dies, stays dead, unlike the comic books.
Do you think they could possibly use Don Cheadle and take over as Iron Man? That's Rhodey.
Yeah, I mean, they could have him stay as they could even have him stay as just War Machine or the Patriot. But I don't think taking over the Iron Man name, because he's not a scientist. So unless they have Jarvis or the Vision now create the suits, it's kind of a weird thing to have someone be Iron Man, because only Tony Stark is brilliant enough to do that, unless Bruce Banner, the Hulk, does it. But yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I agree.
So we got a question here by Justin Miller that we can talk about, and it's will we be checking out Superior Iron Man? So I'm the comic book reader here, Ashtin. You don't really, so I will definitely be checking out Superior Iron Man, the comic book. He gets a new suit. I don't know too much about it other than he's in the new Avengers team, and there's an update to his suit and stuff like that. I haven't looked too much into Superior Iron Man.
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing. It didn't really say too much about what his abilities are going to be. But I'm going to probably look into it. I'm not going to read the comics, but I'll definitely be checking out, what his new abilities are, what he can do, what happens with him, now that he's Superior Iron Man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so not something I know too much about, but I will definitely be reading that. The current Iron Man comic book that's out right now is actually pretty horrendous. So I stopped reading that, but I will check out for sure the Superior Iron Man run. I have to. Anyway, the Avengers will be a new team next year. It's going to have Sam Wilson's Captain America. It'll have female Thor in it, and it'll have a bunch of other characters. But we spent a handful of time talking about Marvel. But this is the most popular thing out right now.
Yeah.
So we could keep talking about it. We'll maybe answer some more questions at the end. So let's try to jump ahead. So next thing we have is DC has announced, or Jeff Johns, DC's main writer, has announced that there will not be a DC TV movie crossover. So Marvel has created a huge universe where the TV shows and the movie are all one continuum, and is all canon. So DC's decided to switch that up and say, no, the TV shows are the TV shows, the movies are the movies, and we won't see those actors go through both. Any thoughts on that, Ashtin?
I think they might be missing out on something. I believe that when you tie them together like Marvel has, it's more lucrative because you're bringing people to watch a show, and then if the people watch your show, then they're going to know what's going on in the movie. So they're going to want to go watch the movie, because the movie then ties into the show, and you have to go back and forth. So what DC is doing is making it separate. So now these people who are on a TV might be inclined to go watch the movie, but they're not going to have to go watch the movie because it's not directly tied to it. So you're totally missing out on a chance to bring in more money and more of a fan base to both the cinema and.
Yeah, that's sometimes being different is a cool thing, but sometimes just copying and pasting someone else's brilliant idea, just do it. You don't need to try to be different if it's successful. So right after Captain America the Winter Soldier came out, just like 4 days later, the Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show was the aftermath of the movie Captain America, and that's just brilliant to have the story continue as a viewer. And for DC to have the Flash on the TV show, your viewers are going to see the Flash TV show first, and they're going to see the history of the Flash, they're going to see the character, they're going to get really emotionally invested in who he is, and then they're going to go to a Justice League movie. It's going to be a different actor, it's going to be a different personality from the Flash, he's going to have a different backstory. It's just confusing for people that aren't, people like us, to the general public, you know, that's who you appeal to. It's just really confusing. I think it's terrible choice by DC. Stupid. Why not?
Yeah, I agree.
All right, we'll get up on that. So the next thing we want to talk about is, you know what? Let's talk about the new Dragon Ball Z movie. So you're our anime guy. So you want to talk about that? Our anime and manga guy?
Yeah. So this year, next month, the English dub of Dragon Ball Z Battle of God is coming to theaters. At first, it was only supposed to be a select amount of theaters, but now they're saying it's over 350 theaters that they're premiering in over the weekend of the 16th and 17th, I believe it is, or 6th or 7th. I can't remember off the top of my head. But also, tying from that movie next year, the creator Akira Toriyama has said that they're already working on a movie to premiere in 2015, probably around the same time that it came out in Japan. So probably around springtime it'll premiere in Japan, which means that we won't really see it online until probably another 6 months. But what he has said that it's I kind of messed up on this in my weekly anime report, because the first indication said, the first thing in the article said that it was something that he wanted to write as a part of the original manga, but then after it got retranslated, it said that it's a continuation of what he's already done in the manga. So it's a continuation after the first movie, so it's probably going to be a Battle of Gods 2, which is pretty good because Battle of Gods is an actual canon from the anime and manga. So it's continuing the story that he started like 30 years ago, which is really awesome for fans because we get a lot of movies, and the movies don't make any sense with what's happening in the anime and manga. They're just, you know, for your enjoyment. So, so now it's probably going to expand on the universe because the first one, if you haven't seen it yet, I don't want to spoil it too much because it's coming out in America. But yeah, so it ends. Yeah, it ends pretty much with this huge, like, it expands the universe like tenfold, where it can introduce so many more characters and there's so many more strong opponents that Goku can fight against and Z-Wars to fight against. And I think that Battle of Gods is probably going to go on probably for another movie after the new one that's coming out in 2015. So it's a pretty big deal if you're a fan of DBZ.
Okay, so let's say I'm not a huge fan. Can I go and watch the movie that comes out next month and understand what's going on?
You will enjoy it because it's definitely an action comedy, but I'm not too sure you will be able to just hop right into it. You might want to do a little bit of background, read up on it a little bit, and then go ahead and watch the movie because it kind of just throws you into directly after when the anime ends. So yeah, it'd be hard to just go in there and sit down and understand what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, they have a pretty large universe. So if I was to, let's say I was going to follow along in something canon before the new movie, where do I start? Because I don't want to start all the way at the beginning, and I don't want to read all the manga leading up to it. So is there should I watch the last? I mean, what should I watch something? Should I read something? What should it be?
The thing I would say to do the fastest is Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z have its own wiki page that you can go on, and no, but seriously, because it's so vast and it would take so long to read through the manga, to watch them, you would just want to go and briefly look over the wikis about how everything started, about what's happened. I know there is a small segment they came out with, I believe 2 years ago, for the 20th anniversary of Shonen Jump magazine, which Dragon Ball premiered on, and it's a 30-minute episode that also takes place after the events of Dragon Ball Z, but it's also considered canon, and they do mention it in Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods, the first movie, so you would want to go watch that. That's not bad, it's only a 30-minute, short little film, so you can use that also as a guide to get you over into these new films that are going to be coming out.
Do you think that's a problem, that you have to be so well versed in the entire history just to enjoy a standalone film? Do you think that really what, we just talked about DC keeping their movies and TV separate. Do you think that's a hindrance for something, with as big as a history as Dragon Ball Z has, or do you think, they're really appealing to their fan base, and who really cares about new people joining the fanatic-ism of Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah, it definitely can be a problem, but I think they're trying to do a fan service. I mean, there's been a lot of fans over the years that have been asking for new content, and I really think that they think, we already have the fan base. We really don't need to grow anymore, and if they want to be a part of the fan base, they can go back and they can, find out about it, because there's all this stuff all over the internet about it.
Yeah.
But I really think it's just the fan service, pretty much, I think.
I appreciate that. So there's, this time when I'm not a huge fan of something, well, I like it, but I'm not, totally into it. I kind of like, man, like, I wish this was more accessible. And then when we get movies for comic books and stuff, I'm like, man, I wish it wasn't so accessible and they had to restart everything every time. So,
Yeah.
that's me on both sides of this in the last 30 minutes. All right, so that's Dragon Ball Z. That's actually exciting. I'll watch it. Maybe we'll talk about it in one of our nerd chats in the future. You can talk about all the cool stuff that happened in the movie, and I'll just talk about how confused I was the entire time.
Yeah, you can just ask me questions and I can explain everything to you.
Yeah, I need a translator for the translated movie. Okay, so next thing, let's talk about some video games. We don't touch on video games too much on our channel, but we're big gamers. I have an Xbox One. I'm gonna get a PS4 sometime soon. Some news that just came out is that Xbox One is getting an update where they're updating their Blu-ray player to a 3D Blu-ray player, which is kind of a big deal because Sony and PlayStation, who have always had a really strong connection with the developers and creators of Blu-ray. They had it first in PS3, Xbox 360 didn't. But Xbox One's the first of the two main consoles to get the 3D Blu-ray player, which isn't that big of a deal, but it does introduce 3D games, which may be cool.
Yeah.
Not too much to really talk about that, other than kudos to Xbox to jumping in front of PS4 on that one.
Yeah, and I think things for that is the reason why Sony hasn't came out with that yet is for the PS3 they did have the capability of doing 3D movies. Like I bought a PlayStation 3D monitor and played games on it, and I think that they saw that this is not that big of an opportunity. I don't think they saw a big jump in gaming or people wanting it. So I think they're a little skeptical about coming out with a 3D firmware update. I don't think they need it, but it wouldn't hurt to put it on your console, your next gen console.
Yeah, it's like, if you already have the system capability, like, why not just do it? Even if it is a small opportunity, just put an intern on it or something.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, anyways, let's give a moment of silence for PlayStation. Okay, so let's announce something awesome for PlayStation, which is that Destiny probably, we'll see what it ends up being, but it might be the highest selling game of the year. Sony got the exclusive beta, and on the PS3 and PS4, there's the Destiny beta that went live this week, and it's the talk of the town. Anyone I know that's a gamer is talking about PlayStation having Destiny. I had my friend Joe, who's helped us with NerdSwag before, just sending me a bunch of photos of how beautiful the game looks. This is kind of a big deal for Sony because they also are getting some exclusive DLC. So this is some huge news and kudos for the PlayStation, and it's gonna make someone like me have to buy a PlayStation even sooner, PlayStation 4.
Yeah, I think it's definitely big for Sony, especially Bungie, is running it, and I really think that this is going to be like one of the biggest games for this generation of console gaming, because Bungie really knows what they're doing with this type of platform, this type of game, first-person shooters. They're pretty much like the I wouldn't even know how to put it. They're like the inventors of what we see now today of first-person shooting, especially when you saw Halo. When Halo first came out, that was a really big deal.
Yeah, they created the battle arena craze and first-person shooter, real craven multiplayer experience. They're the kings of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I really think that this will probably span over probably about 3 games. It'll probably be about 3 Destiny games, and I really think it's going to knock out Call of Duty for sure. I really think that, and I really think that this is the next big step in gaming, Destiny.
Yeah, it's the when you see video of it. Sorry, I can't even find my words because I'm so excited. Like when you see video of it, like it is legitimately Halo with just an update to the characters. It looks just like it. The characters move like it. The vehicles move like Halo. How high they jump is just like it's just you could feel Halo in this game, and it takes all the good things from their Halo experience, and it takes all the good things that they've seen come out in whether it's Call of Duty or it's man, I'm at a loss for words. Anyway, they're taking a lot of stuff from these first-person shooter, half RPG kind of games, and it looks like they're really taking it to the next level on this. So that's some really cool stuff.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to have to buy a PS1 just for that game.
Well, for me, I have an Xbox One, but all my buddies have PS4s, so if I even want to enjoy the multiplayer experience, I'm going to have to buy a PlayStation.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. PlayStation's winning this because this will be the biggest game of the year, and they're making people like me have to buy their console because other gamers are playing Destiny on PlayStation.
Yeah. Sony's really doing it right this generation. They really pulled their head out from last generation. They know they messed up, and now they're fixing their mistakes.
Oh yeah, totally. They jumped out ahead of Xbox, and then Xbox caught up pretty quick in the last generation war. But so Destiny coming out soon. All right, and next thing we want to talk about. Oh, just a reminder for anybody watching live, since we have some viewers. You could submit some questions, whether it's on our YouTube channel or if it's on this Google Plus Hangout. Questions will pop up, and I'll be checking them out while we're talking. So at the end of this, we're going to be opening up to open forum question and answer session. So if you have any questions, leave them. Ashtin and I will spend some time answering them if we know what you're talking about. Or if we know what we're talking about. We'll just say we don't know. So the next thing we want to talk about is we both saw Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and I've done a review on our YouTube channel for it with my fiance. But what were your overall impressions of that movie?
It was a really good movie. It really reminded me a lot of The Lion King. There were several segments in that movie where it was just like you can just if you just like replace the words with like words that they use in The Lion King, it would almost like match up directly what happened. And there's several instances where there's events happening that happened in The Lion King. It was just pretty funny, but it was definitely a really great experience, great movie overall. I would say it was definitely on par with the first one, which is really hard to do in a sequel.
Yeah, it was super funny. I saw you post on your personal Facebook page about the Lion King comment. And what's really just awesome about that is I actually mentioned that in my review, that it was a mix of like The Dark Knight Rises, The Lion King, and The Walking Dead. That's how I summed up this movie. Yeah, so Koba is Scar, right? And Koba is Scar. He totally, creates. I don't want to get into spoilers, but he totally creates an event that turns the apes against Caesar, and he manipulates Caesar's son to help him. Like he is Scar. It is Scar, Simba, and Mufasa.
Yeah.
Caesar, Koba, and Blue Eyes. And even when Blue Eyes comes to the realization, like, oh wow, like I got manipulated, dude. Simba, perfectly. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that freaking idiot human Carver, he is Shane from The Walking Dead. He's a freaking idiot. I want to throw him.
I really wanted to like throw stuff at the movie screen.
Yeah, so they did a really good job pissing me off, which is what I was supposed to be with him. But yeah, it was a really good movie. The cinematography was just great. The lighting, the angles. I loved when the apes were kind of coming the humans and attacking. Basically, I hope that's not too big of a spoiler. We saw that in the trailers. And where Koba jumps on the tank, and the tank turret is spinning slowly, and the like fighting sound cuts out, and it's just the soundtrack. It was just a wonderful scene. Like made my heart beat fast. I was super pumped about that. Anyway.
Yeah. Did you stay after the credits? And it wasn't really, you didn't really see what happened, but you could hear something happen.
Oh, really? No.
Yes.
So I did a little research on if there's an after credit scene, because 4 minutes of my life's apparently not worth wasting, even though it is. I looked it up and it said, nah, there's no after credit anything, so I left. There was something? Yeah. What was there?
It's kind of spoilerific, but yeah, I can tell you because it doesn't really tell you what happened. It's kind of like leave it up to your own imagination. But so when the credits are just ending, you hear a whole bunch of apes going crazy, and you start hearing these slabs of rock start moving. So take it as it is. That's what it is. But it kind of indicates
they're making Pride Rock from Lion King. That's what they were doing.
You could say it was that, or you could say it was something else.
Oh, that's awesome. We'll have to talk about it after we go off air because I want to know what you think. But I don't want to give too much away because it's only been out for a week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
All right, so what else do we have on here? Looks like we have a question. Pronounce this name here. It's Jovind Seshadri.
That would be my guess.
if I didn't pronounce that right, my apologies. Jovind always comments on my comic book hauls and reviews and is an awesome supporter of our channel. So thanks for the question. We really appreciate it. So the question is, what do you think about the upcoming Marvel event Axis? So for you, Ashtin, that don't know, that's the upcoming storyline from Marvel that will be. It's really about Red Skull coming back and. How can I sum this up to non-comic book readers? There was a comic book event probably 2 years ago that was the Avengers versus X-Men, and they battled it out, and it was called AVX. Well, there's an aftermath of that, and we've been dealing with that in the comics. Now the follow-up event to that is called Axis. So the A in Axis stands for Avengers, the X is X-Men, and we have the Onslaught villains, which is headed up by the Red Skull, and I think he has Dr. Doom, and a few other characters. So this time, instead of Avengers and X-Men fighting, they're joining together to fight the Onslaught villains, which is led by Red Skull. And Red Skull in the comics has extracted Professor Xavier's brain to make him more powerful, because Xavier died in Avengers vs. X-Men.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Cyclops became the Dark Phoenix and killed Professor Xavier. So spoilers to people that haven't read comics in 2 years, but I think it's past. I think it's past the time where I'm allowed to talk about that. But that's what the Axis event is. I'm super excited. It's written by Rick Remender, who's currently writing like Captain America. He's writing Uncanny Avengers, and he's writing like Deadly Class for Image. But he's a pretty prominent writer in Marvel. I know you probably don't have much to say at all about that, other than if it sounds cool or stupid.
I think it sounds pretty awesome. I didn't know Professor X died. That's pretty big news to me. Unless you count like X-Men 3, but that was a horrible movie. So
he didn't die. Remember at the end he was alive.
Yeah.
And then the new movie he was alive. Come on.
I don't know. How are they even going to tie those? I haven't seen the new X-Men Days of Future Past yet.
Oh, so yeah, totally.
Does it explain that?
No, it doesn't explain it. They just kind of act like it didn't exist. But they do they do go back and kind of rewrite history. Days of Future Past is it's a comic book story arc, and it was also a story run in the '90s cartoon show.
Okay.
So
yeah, I know it was definitely in the comics, but I definitely want to see that movie. I might go and try to catch it before it comes out of theaters, but yeah, that third movie really just disappointed me with everything. I really wanted in the third movie I really wanted to see more Iceman and more Colossus, and they really didn't do that. But in Days of Future Past, it looks like they definitely show more Iceman. He actually gets his
kinda. So what I would say is that if you have any sort of care for X-Men, like if you like that group, you like what they're about, and you just like that story, you have your heart has some kind of place in it for the '90s cartoon. I would definitely watch Days of Future Past in the theater. They take X-Men First Class, and then they take the '90s movies, and well, the last one came out in the 2000s actually. I think they all came out in 2000s. Anyway, they tie those two movies together perfectly, and it's done by Bryan Singer. It's awesome writing. It's awesome acting, and Wolverine's not really the main character, but he is. So it's kind of nice to get like a real Wolverine, and we actually get other people on screen that aren't him. So I have
a question for you. So, in the comics, when does Gambit become a part of the X-Men? Because he hasn't showed up in any of the movies. But in the comics, is it different? Does he show up earlier than what they're insinuating in the movies?
No, Gambit. So Gambit really rose to fame from the '90s cartoon show. He's been in X-Men comics, but I can tell you right now that he had his own story arc in the comics like a year and a half ago. Sales were terrible. He's not in any. I don't know if he's in any comic book right now. He might be in like some X-Force. He might show up in the background of comics, but he's actually like, maybe an F-list comic book character.
Really?
Yeah, he's really popular from the TV show. Like if you didn't watch the cartoon, you wouldn't know who Gambit is.
Okay.
He was, they came out with a comic book that was the same cast as the cartoon as well. So he's in that, but he's really not a popular character at all. So they're not really doing him an injustice by not having him in the movies.
Okay. Well, he's definitely one of my favorite characters. So
because of the cartoon, right?
Yes, because of the cartoon. And I really like his powers. I like the fact that he can touch anything and make it an explosive. That's pretty awesome to me. How
cool do you think Gambit was in the X-Men Origins?
Wolverine
Origins.
No, that was atrocious.
That was atrocious. They did Deadpool nasty too.
Yeah, I mean, Gambit, his powers weren't even his powers in that movie. Like it didn't even resemble him.
I mean, he did a little bit of his power with his
pole.
Yeah.
But his cards didn't do anything. His cards were just like projectiles, and that was it. They're supposed to explode. Those things are supposed to be explosives.
Yeah, I tried to wipe that movie from my memory, so I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even remember cards in that movie. That's how much I cared about that movie.
Yeah.
What else do we got here on our list to talk about today? Thanks for by the way, thank you for the question. That sparked a nice conversation actually. So thank you. Guys, continue to drop questions in on us. We have Javin follow up on this. He says, I think Gambit is in the new X Factor, which I thought he was in X-Force or X Factor, something like that. Along with Quicksilver and Polaris. I might be wrong. Oh, by the way, the first part of my name is pronounced Govind. Oh, Govind instead of Javind. Govind. All right, sweet, thank you. Thanks for following up on that. Yeah, I'm not a huge Gambit follower, but he's not popular in comics. It sounds like he might be in just one. So thanks for following up on that. Govind. Now I got it. I'll remember that forever. All right. Next on my list was just for us to talk about the new Weird Al Yankovic Tacky video. You said you haven't watched it, but basically he takes Happy from the Pharrell song. Of course, you are a huge fan of Daft Punk, and takes happy and makes it tacky. Like, I'm so tacky. Yeah. Talk about Instagramming all of his food, twerking at the DMV, wearing stripes with plaid, all that kind of funny stuff. The reason why it's so popular right now is he has who's he have in it? He has Aisha Tyler in it, Margaret Cho in it, Eric Stone Street, and Jack Black make appearances in the video, and Jack Black literally kills it.
What doesn't he kill? He's an amazing
Dude,
actor / anything.
Jack Black is amazing, man.
Yeah.
Nacho Libre, forever and always. But the video is kind of cool. It's all one shot, so there's no cutting or editing. Well, there's editing, but there's no cutting. It's all one long shot, which is pretty cool. And the song's pretty funny. So Weird Al dropped this because his new album just was released too. But yeah, the song's called Tacky. You need to watch it. For all those that haven't watched it, come on, you guys. You need to watch Tacky. It's good. It's funny.
I actually heard some news about Weird Al Yankovic. I guess he opted out of his contract with Sony because they weren't letting him release videos when he wanted to. So now I think we're probably going to start getting a whole bunch of new content from Weird Al Yankovic on a regular, you know?
Yeah, so he's going completely independent. And, dude, if I was him, I would do that too. Yeah. So we all know he makes parody songs. So if you're going to make parody songs, they have to be completely relevant. Like, they have to be relevant songs, which means that if I'm making an album and it's not going to come out in a year and a half from now, and I'm talking about, twerking, which people might not even know a year from now, and I make a song, it's not going to be culturally appropriate because it's all about pop culture. So if I'm making an album and I can't release that crap, yeah, dude, I'm opting out. I'm making a song and I'm releasing it tomorrow, and then next month the video comes out. You have to be, especially with the new digital age of like everything is right now. Yeah. Like I notice even in my comic book reviews that if I put them up after Friday, the views are cut in half because comics come out Wednesday, and it's even for something as small as like what you and I do for YouTube content, dude. It has to be timely. It has to be prompt.
Oh yeah.
And for someone like him, yeah, he's shooting himself in the foot by being on a major contract.
Yeah. And I don't even know if he'll come out with any more albums anymore. You really don't need albums. All he needs is singles, Singles, videos, just put them up on iTunes, and you're going to make a lot of money from that. You don't need an album.
I was a huge Weird Al fan when I was little. My little brother was obsessed with his Running with Scissors album. So good, man. That had the It's All About the Pentiums Baby on it. What else did I have on it? Oh, it had the Star Wars song, too. Yeah, pretty funny.
Oh, man.
Anyway, what else do we have, Ashtin? Do we have anything else to talk about today? I'm trying to check all of our pages to see if anyone else wrote any comments real quick. So, anything? I know we covered off on all the stuff I sent you.
Yeah, I'm gonna check the page too.
Okay, so if any of you guys watching live, because I know there is a handful of you, if you want to add any more comments or questions or make us debate something, feel free. This is our first live show, so we don't have it all exactly what we're going to talk about every week, but I think we've covered a good handful of things.
Yeah. By chance, do you watch the Legend of Korra?
Oh my gosh. No, but didn't that just come the new season on like Nickelodeon or something?
Yes, they've been doing 2 episodes every Friday. They usually do 1, but their ratings are starting to slip. So in order to get their ratings back up, they're doing 2 episodes a night of the 3rd season, and it's pretty amazing.
Wait, their ratings are slipping already? I thought they just started this new season up.
Well, the 2nd season, the ratings slipped from the 1st season. So I think what they're trying to do now is come up with some idea in order to get their ratings back up, and this was their idea to do 2 episodes Friday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe that's something I catch up on, and when we do these, whenever you join me, we can talk about the latest episode.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to catch up with the first 2 seasons.
All right, yeah, I'll watch it. I think it's on Netflix, right?
I don't know, but they definitely are on the internet, and
yeah, you can find anything on the internet. The new, I said frickin' because I'm trying to be a PG show. The the Flash pilot leaked online. The first episode of the Flash TV show is online, like
Makes
months
sense.
early. So I won't say if I have that or not, but I will say I haven't watched it.
I honestly think they do that as a publicity stunt in order to get people to get interested in their show. Because The Legend of Korra did the exact same thing. They leaked their first, like, 4 episodes.
Dude, DC leaked it. They had to. It's... Why not, right? I mean...
People will find a way to get it anyway.
Yeah, people would. Hold on, before we skip over to DC, because, you know, there's a little bit to talk about that, but Legend of Korra, I want to stay on this real quick. So, you know what I think we should do is I'm going to make you read a comic book run with me. And on our show, I just want us to review like one comic each time we do it. And then you can make me read a manga or watch a show with you. But I think that'd be fun. You know, I'll get you into my little niche of nerd culture, and you can get me into yours.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, and I've heard good things about Legend of Korra. So isn't Legend of Korra like a girl, and it's like a sequel to Avatar?
Yes, it's the next Avatar in line after Aang dies. And
she's older and cooler?
Yes.
Okay.
People might disagree with me, but I think Korra is cooler than Aang is.
She's a little more mature. I know a little bit about it. I just haven't watched it.
Yeah. Yeah, to watch it, I think you'll enjoy it. I think anybody who watches that show will enjoy it. It's definitely more of a anime type thing, because it's definitely more of a mature type thing. And I think that might be why the sales or the viewers are dropping, because it's on Nickelodeon, and that's more of a little kid thing. I think it should be on like Toonami or something late at night where they have a better audience.
Should be on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah. So we got Justin Miller that said Legend of Korra all day.
Yeah, I agree, dude. That is an amazing show.
So thanks, Justin, for that comment. Yeah. See, even people. Oh man, I'm missing out. I'm struggling with my nerds.
Yeah.
We got Govind again. He said, "Okay, what did you guys think about the new Transformers movie? Personally, as a Transformers fan, I loved it. Let me be the first to say that I did not watch it because not interested."
I haven't seen it yet either. I will watch it eventually, but it is kind of getting played out, and I'm really not a big fan of Mark Wahlberg. So.
Yeah, I will see it. We do have somebody that we have Michael Keefe, who helps run our Facebook page. He did a Transformers review on our website, #nerdswag.com, and he'll be joining us live every so often. But so he saw it. He's our movie guy. He goes to multiple movies a week, basically. He does, right? I mean,
he does. He does.
He reviews a lot of new movies that come out. So he saw it. He liked it too. Govind. He said that it was really awesome. He was disappointed that the Dinobots didn't really show up until the very end. That the trailers made them look like they're going to be a bigger part of it. But I've been really disappointed with the Transformers movies, and I got to pick and choose. I mean, I spend a bunch of money on comics. I go see some movies that I can, but yeah, I got to pick and choose with my time nowadays because there's so much stuff, like new video games, new movies, new comics, new TV shows. It's like nerd culture is becoming pop culture, for sure.
Yeah. I already had like a list of movies I wanted to see this summer, and Transformers wasn't on the list. I really want to see, what's that new Marvel movie coming out again? August 1st.
Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, that's definitely like number 1 on my list. Number 2 is the Ninja Turtles, and I think there's another one.
Boo, Ninja Turtles.
I don't know. It might be pretty good. I think what they're doing is they're rebooting it for the next generation. And a lot of people who are complaining about it are people who are our age, who grew up in the 90s with the Ninja Turtles and all those movies. And I think what they're trying to do is appeal to the kids now. So that way, it's just not a fan service. It's something that they're going to try to get everyone to enjoy, which they might be able to do. They might not. We'll see.
If you want a good Ninja Turtle story, this is what you need to have. This is what you should be reading. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the comic book by IDW, is probably in the top 10 best comic books out today. It's fantastic. Here's just a page with the Rat King. It's a wonderful read. You can read these digitally, Ashton. I'm sure you could find them online for free if you really wanted. But
yeah, I probably could. Yeah.
These are fantastic. These are fantastic comics. And hold on one second. This is how much of a fan of Guardians I am. First off, I've read all their comic books, and I went to the screening of Guardians of the Galaxy.
So lucky.
It was just 17 minutes.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the whole movie. But it was a 17-minute chunk where they just took a section of the movie, basically when they go into the prison, and it was just 17 minutes straight. No cutting, no behind the scenes, nothing. It was literally the movie, and it was fan-freaking-tastic, dude. I posted about a year and a half ago on our website talking about how I think Guardians is going to be the biggest Marvel movie there's been, because I was reading the comics, catching up, and they're just so good. And once they, cast Chris Pratt as Star-Lord, that's a done deal, man.
Lake Stevens.
Yes, he's from both of our hometown. He went to high school with us. That's Well, not you're 1 year younger than me, so
yeah.
He went to high school with me. Yeah, so Chris Pratt's awesome, but he is like the Han Solo of today. I said it a year and a half ago. Now it's very popular. I won't say I'm the first one to say it, but it's definitely going to have a Star Wars vibe to it. So
yeah, it definitely looks like it's going to be Star Wars-ish.
Yeah, the characters are so good. Bradley Cooper as Rocket steals the show. You cannot tell it's Bradley Cooper, which is always really good when you have someone doing voice acting. You don't really want to be able to know who it is. And Vin Diesel actually does a pretty good job as Groot, even though the guy only says 3 words. I am Groot.
Yeah, I saw little clips of that. I think it was an extended trailer, and it showed Groot and Rocket, kind of going back and forth, and also Groot and or Star-Lord going back and forth. So it looks like it's definitely gonna be funny.
Yeah, I think it's to be the best movie of the year. In just the 17 minutes I watched, the action was amazing. The comedy was on point. Wasn't corny. It was like I was giggling the whole time. I took Alyssa with me, who doesn't know much about Guardians at all, and she was dying laughing the whole time and like jumping up and down. It was just so much fun. The theater was packed, dude. So this was just they did these screenings all around the U.S. and there was like 2 open seats in the entire theater. It was that popular.
Wow.
I couldn't believe, like, no one knows who freaking Guardians of the Galaxy are unless you're a comic book reader, and it was packed.
Wow.
So, for 17 minutes.
I have a question for you. Are you going to be back in Washington for Avengers 2?
You mean like living there? Or
no,
like...
are you gonna come home for Avengers 2? Is what I'm asking you.
Oh, I could. Yeah, so for those of you guys watching, Ashton lives in Washington State in the U.S., because I know we have some international viewers. And I moved to Southern California. So if any of you guys lived out here, we can go watch some movies together. But I could come up just to watch that movie. That'd be pretty fun.
Because I really want to get a group of people and definitely just dress up as the Avengers.
Yeah, I went to the first Avengers movie with Alyssa, and we dressed up as Captain America and Black Widow.
Yeah, I remember seeing that on Facebook.
Yes, because I have like a real metal Captain America shield. It's actually hanging on my wall, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to mess with the camera, but it's right over here. It's pretty cool, but yeah.
Yeah, because it's just been confirmed that the Falcon is now going to be in Avengers 2.
I know, you were pissed about that.
I was so mad because at first they were saying he has no part in the movie, and I was just like, how can you introduce this character in Captain America 2? And he's an awesome character. He was a great addition to Cap in that movie. He's pretty much his Bucky now. And how are you not going to have him be a part of the Avengers? How are you not going to have him be alongside Captain? And now that they finally, said that he's going to be in it, I was like, good. And I really hope he gets an upgraded suit because his wings, it's only kind of like a one-time use, and then he's out of commission. So
or until they get ripped off, yeah.
Yeah. It's out of commission. If they get ripped off, which that happened in Captain America 2. So maybe Stark, will give him an upgrade, which would be pretty awesome. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for that movie, and I definitely want to dress up.
Oh, will you be the Falcon? Or will you be the Falcon?
Oh yeah,
is that what you're trying to say?
I'll be Falcon. Definitely.
I can't be the Falcon.
No. I already claimed that.
Okay, that's fair. You may fit that better than me. So
maybe
we gotta
slowly.
go. Huh?
So maybe just a little bit.
Yeah. We had Govind here said he actually saw the first episode of Flash and thought it was great. Yeah, it's gonna be good. There's no way it's not. I think Arrow is maybe, it's the best comic book show ever made, Arrow, and I'm more of a Marvel guy, but I think Arrow is definitely the best TV show, comic book show there has ever been, and I think DC's TV shows are better, but Marvel's cinematic universe movies are much better. So I think they're gonna do the Flash really well. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of Arrow. I've heard good things about it.
Yeah,
Maybe.
man, it's on Netflix. You gotta binge watch that. The first season's really good. The second season's just fantastic, man.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say the second season's bad, but
No,
I
they
mean,
really ramp it up really good. Yeah. It is on the CW, so it does appeal to female viewers as well, because that's their majority of viewers. So there
Yeah.
is a little
Love
they had to
interest
add some
and-
drama into it. There's some love interest, but you know what? I actually kind of like that because I could sit down with Alyssa and we both really enjoy so much of that show. So it's really good.
Yeah, I'll have to get into that. I'll have to
Anyway.
catch up.
Yeah. Wow, we just powered through for about an hour, and we could probably keep talking for a really long time. We haven't caught up in a while, but if you guys have any other questions, drop them down now. If not, we're gonna close this up in the last few minutes. All right. So I don't think I have much else to talk about. How about you, Ashton?
I think we covered a lot, so
Yeah.
I really don't have much else to talk about. But it was definitely fun doing this. We got to do this. We need to try to start doing this maybe once a month. To catch up on everything. And have this a big live discussion.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about, doing this once a month, and I'm thinking about maybe doing it once a week or every 2 weeks, every Saturday, and just having different people join me, whether it's other people from NerdSwag like yourself or Michael Keefe or Paul is going to join me here in the near future. But I'm also want to open it up to all of our viewers. I would love to have some of our followers and viewers join us live for a nerd chat. I think it'd be fun. So if you're somebody that would like to participate in a conversation like this with us, just let us know in the comments or send us an email at #nerdswag@gmail.com. All of our links and info will be down in the description on this YouTube video. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing this. This is kind of fun.
Yeah, it was really fun.
So, all right. I think that's it. We're going to call this a day, I think. Just a reminder for you guys to go down and check in the description where, we have all of our links to all of our social networking. We'll have mine and Ashton's Twitter handles, and you guys can follow us. If you want to subscribe to the channel, that'd be the coolest thing you could ever do. The second coolest thing you could do is upvote the video and just give it a thumbs up or like it or whatever YouTube wants to call, whatever that is. And if you want to drop any questions for maybe next week's video or the next time we do this, just drop them down below and we will try to answer them next time we talk it up. So I think it's a pretty successful first ever NerdSwag Nerd Chat, episode 1.
Yeah. It went really, except for the beginning, it went really smoothly.
It did go really smooth. We had technical errors for sure. All right, guys. Well, that's it for Ash and I from #nerdswag. We'll see you again, hopefully, on a future Saturday. Au revoir.
Peace out, guys.